As much as I wanted to beat the system here and try and use other parts and everything, there is so much air in this line and in the master because it was sent through the mail and taken off of another bike. There's so much air, I cannot build up pressure in this sucker. So, in the master, I'm going to have to reverse bleed the system, which is not a big deal, but I can't find everything that I used to use for it. So anyway, here I have two different size hoses, lines here. The little one's gonna fit on my syringe. Where did I just put that? Here's my syringe. We're gonna put brake fluid in here, stick it in my hose, and then push it through the bleeder valve. And that's gonna fill this up and then push the fluid all the way up. And in theory, it's gonna come out at the top. So that's gonna keep our slave cylinder clean and also get all the air out of the system, hopefully. And we can build up pressure then the normal way and bleed it out that way. So I'm gonna start this and see how it goes. Here we go. Everything is set up. I'm gonna crack that bleeder, push this fluid up. Now, if it gets up through the line, I need to actually pull it out of the master cylinder. So I gotta keep an eye on that. And this is probably enough. What is this? This is, I have 60 milliliters. So I have, what is that, 2 ounces? So 2 ounces, I don't know, might be enough to get it up through there. So let's blow the, get the air out of this line. So I can show you, I pushed out that much. Now, some of it's in the line. We had to fill the line up first. So when I crack this, that's obviously opened up. So there is some dripping out of there, but I don't think, I've seen it drip, but I think it's coming from when I open that and shut that. Otherwise, I'll show you. I did suck out and clean this master, and all this showed up here after I cleaned it out and sucked out all the crap. So you can see the junk that's coming up through the line is kind of dirty. So at least we know we're filling the line up and it's actually getting up here through the system. So I'm gonna suck this out, get rid of it, and I guess I'll fill up the syringe again and push this till it's cleaner. So here's the hardest part about this whole process. When I disconnected this to put more fluid in, I got a bunch of air in the line that I'm using. So yeah, that's the problem. So now it kind of demonstrates how you can get air in your system, because when you push on this fluid, it's supposed to work. But if there's air bubbles in the middle of the line, air's not going to compress and it just gets in the way. So right now the air is working its way the whole way up through. I mean, if I pulled this out, it might work, but everything is closed up here, so I don't have a vent. So it's very, very slow going. I can't even see where it's at now. Where are we? So here, can't see. So here's my brake fluid. And I have different size hoses too, so that doesn't help. But we're working the air bubbles up. And eventually, I'll be pushing fluid again, not air. Now I can get back to work. I got all the air up into there. So now I had to burp this right here so that my fluid could get back together. So now we're actually pushing fluid again. Here we go. All right, well, I don't know. Now that we know we have fluid in the system, I'm having trouble getting this to push from the bottom. When I open that, air comes out. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is build up some pressure. I'm gonna add fluid up here to the top, and let's try to bleed this correctly, like we normally would. Try and build up some pressure here in the master, and then bleed it as we normally would. So This is dripping down here. I don't know, guys, what I have. What is dripping? I mean, I was pushing some fluid through. Maybe it's just, hopefully it's just built up. I don't know. I don't really see much dripping down there. So anyway, gonna try to pump this up with pressure from the handle, crack this, see if we get air out, push some fluid out, collect it, and then do it the good old way. See if we can have a clutch. Okay, dokey. I got my line here, making sure that air bubbles come out, but fluid is current, congruent, whatever. So I did this 4 times now. So you pull this in. I already have pressure. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now hold it in. Pretty close to the bar here. So I hold it in, and then I crack that down there, push this to the bar, and then close that back up. So anything that comes out, if you have air coming out, you know you should do it again. But right now we have some pressure. I'll probably have to crack this banjo bolt again. I already did crack that a little bit, but we're working the air out of this thing and getting some pressure here. I do have pressure now. And you know what else? I left this open to watch it. Look at that. She's moving on this side. So we know the slave cylinder is working. And she's starting to move. So that tells me we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna do this a few more times. All right, well, our reverse bleed worked. We got fluid up through the system into here. And now we've got fluid in here and pressure at the clutch. So I did burp this a little bit, got some air out. I'm not getting air out down there. We do have pressure. And of course, this is moving right here. As I showed you earlier, I'll just show you again. I don't know how much this needs to move to function, but if all it needs to do is just do what it's doing, then I guess we're working. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll throw the cover on, and if I put everything back together correctly, maybe we have a clutch. I don't know. I really don't know. Guys, I don't know. We didn't before. We have a new master. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to do, because obviously my choke stuff doesn't work. Oh, geez. And I mounted this, and now this thing's stuck in there. So, yeah, lots of unknowns here. But that is a reverse bleed and a functional bleed, or a working bleed. I don't know what you would call it. But it seems that we have things working. Now, do they work well? I don't know. I don't know. The clutch, I mean, it'll probably build up pressure. If there is any air anymore, it'll probably work itself out overnight. But if this is all it needs to release the clutch, then we should be good. I don't know. Haven't ridden the bike yet, so I don't know how it's supposed to feel. So anyway, if you like this video, follow along. If you like this 83 Shadow, I know you didn't get to see a lot of it today, but there it is. And hopefully we have a clutch. Slave's clean, master's clean, everything's filled back up. The line hopefully is good. We could replace the line too, but then we gotta tear it all apart again. If nothing's leaking, I can throw my clutch cover back on. That should be good to go. And hopefully we're good. I don't know. Guess we'll have to shift some gears and find out. So it's running. I need to find some bolts for the tank. Haven't actually put gas through the tank yet, so I don't know if the fuel system actually works. I still have my gas hooked up there and bypassing the whole tank and fuel pump situation. So we could get some bolts for the tank and then throw it in. I put a new light bulb in the brake, and we do have a brake from the rear brake light, but I didn't get it from the front. But I did notice something else. My brake master is leaking, and it's leaking and running down, dripping down here and collecting there on the case. So I guess it's good I got brake master cylinder also, because I think we're gonna have to replace that. So here we go. We'll just replace both master cylinders. Let me look what we have up front. Dual front brakes, so maybe all we have to do is the master and then bleed it through. I don't know what that looks like over there. So anyway, hopefully we have a clutch. Hopefully we do. Maybe I'll throw it up on the center stand. See if we can get some clean shifts. All right, so that's it for bleeding the clutch. I'll see you in the next one. Still don't know what I'm going to do for the for the choke. I'll figure something out. Catch you in the next one.